Back to give you the legal edge. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial is entering the home stretch. But let's talk about stan culture. It's a phenomenon in which fans overly and intensely try to show support for their favorite celebrity, typically online. Local attorney Brian Waldman has more on how the actions of intense fans during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial demonstrates the heightening concerns that online content creates for our legal system.
That's created a real challenge for the legal system in general, or I think it demonstrates this problem that we have developing in the legal system. We've always tried to make sure jurors aren't influenced by things outside of the courtroom. Judges instruct jurors to not pay attention to things outside of the courtroom because they're not subject to cross-examination. They're not subject to arguments from the attorneys that may point out the flaws in what they're reading or what they're seeing outside of the courtroom. And so judges and instructors don't pay attention to newspaper articles, and they now instruct them not to pay attention to social media. But in a case like this, where, for example, hashtag justice for Johnny Depp, you've got 5 billion people watching that clips associated with that hashtag, you have to wonder, how do people avoid it? And in today's day and age with little TikTok snippets, how does a juror avoid, they can see a headline in a newspaper and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't read this. But how do they avoid a little 30-second snippet? We have a large number of people who have opinions about the parties and very strong opinions. And that's kind of the problem that's playing out, is these people with very strong opinions about the parties who may not care anything about the facts. They come into this like they're rooting for a team, like you want the Detroit Pistons or the Denver Nuggets to win a game. It has nothing to do with the facts of the case. It has to do with which team you're on. And really, that's not how we want justice decided or cases decided in our society. And if they're doing their best to avoid this outside influence, they're being bombarded with it. In fact, there's some movement to instruct jurors that you need to be aware that if you go online, there actually may be people targeting you or targeting opinions during the trial, and you have to try and avoid those. And, one of the, I think, really good examples is, the social media. There was all kinds of buzz during this trial when Amber Heard's lawyer held up a makeup kit that the lawyer said she carried around to cover up her scars or her bruises from being battered. And then the makeup kit company said, hey, that makeup kit wasn't out until after this had all occurred. Well, the lawyer said, hey, I was just doing it as demonstrative. And that's common. Lawyers will do that. And the social media response was, Amber Heard's a liar. She hadn't even taken the stand yet. To say she's a liar is simply not true. But if jurors are reading that, they're going to question the honesty, and the lawyer hasn't had a chance to respond because everything's being done out of the courtroom.